Te vas a desgraciar tu vida por un pedazo de carne. I knew I didn't want to grow up as a man, but I didn't know how to explain it.
How would you describe the situation for trans people in Panama right now?
So, in Colombia and Mexico, LGBT communities are protected by law, but in Panama, we are not. From 11 till 26, I was like targeted, I was attacked on streets, I was homeless, I was unemployed.
In my country as well, I'm still registered male, you know. So if exactly the same thing happened to me, no one will ever know that she was a trans woman.
Men in Glasgow are very simple. They are just like, hook up, fun, and bye.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Every time I remember that I'm here in the UK, I'm impressed with myself, but at the same time, I feel heartbroken. La verdad, les voy a ser muy honesta. Tienen que enfocarse en qué es lo que realmente quieren. Being stabbed and almost dying without anybody knowing.
It's really hard for me to choose the words for you.
It's okay, I understand.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trans Crush, the spicy, fun, and educational podcast where every Thursday we dive deep into lives, stories, and experiences of trans women. I'm your host Pevi, and I'm so happy you are here with us. It means so much to me. Now, our guest today is very special. It's someone who is from Latin America, and it's our first trans woman from Latin America, and the guest today is Selena. Hi, Selena. Welcome to Trans Crash.
Hello.
So, really, really grateful that you are here, that you travel. I know if you're from Glasgow, you live in Glasgow, and you traveled so far, and your story, I know a little bit about your story, and your story is truly remarkable, and I can't wait get to know you and hear all about your story. It's so moving and so inspiring, and I'm sure you're going to educate and inspire many of us. So let's crush it, shall we?
Perfect.
Our statistics show that 69% of you are watching but not subscribing. This is the only time that I don't like the number 69. So make sure you go and subscribe right now to make sure you're going to have notifications about our future episodes. And the more of us, the better and exciting guests we will give you. So let's start with a traditional question on the podcast, and that is the question, what makes you happy?
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. I love food. Food and walkies, like that just makes me forget about absolutely everything. I'm very simple. I think emotionally complex, but to make me happy, it's very simple.
Yeah, same. Emotionally complex, but I'm a simple woman.
Absolutely.
Selena, I know you are from Panama. Panama is in Central America, right? It's a Latin country. And I feel like you have so much to say about where you're from, and you can give us a little bit background on where you're from. So let's start from the beginning, and maybe let's start with a question. How would you describe Panama?
Well, I want to say hello to all the Latina girlies in Europe.
Hello.
Remember that you always have a chance. And if you ever want to share your stories, you can text Transcrush. I think that Panama is a very mixed country in a sense that people like they acknowledge your existence, but it's not like they respect you or cherish you. It's like they are waiting for you to make a mistake to point it out. And that's not only for trans people, it's also for other people. So we are constantly in a battle to prove ourselves all the time. And we are very judged based upon how we look and talk. So that's just how we grow. Everybody grows up in this constant judgment all the time. That's how I would describe it mainly because I can say we're happy people, but after visiting other countries, I realized that we are not. We are just used to. We're used to the hamster wheel.
Um, is there a big difference or major difference comparing to other countries in terms of, if you compare Panama and other countries or neighbor countries around you, is there like a big major difference, or would you say the other countries are pretty similar to each other?
Actually, because other countries in South America and Central America, let's compare, for example, Mexico and Colombia. Mexico and Colombia has LGBT rights acknowledged, hate crimes are acknowledged, discrimination based on gender or sexual orientation is acknowledged. But in Panama, what happens is that being LGBT was decriminalized in 2008. That was 15 years ago. So all these people grew up thinking that attacking LGBT people is fine. But when the bill was passed, they never did protection laws against discrimination. So it's still legal to attack us or push us away. And that happens not only in government or regular services, it also happens with our families. So in Colombia and Mexico, LGBT communities are protected by law, but in Panama, we are not. That's the biggest difference.
How would you describe the situation for trans people in Panama right now?
I would describe it as confusing, exciting, and chaotic because we don't know what will happen to us, and we are prone to others people will to help us. So we are only 187 trans women registered since 2021.
Wow.
So
What is the population?
4 million.
Wow.
And those 4 million, 2 million live in the main city, and the other ones are scattered around.
So only 187 trans women out of 400 million people are registered
Yes.
in Panama right now.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is weird. Many have died from that time. Some of them don't register because they are too poor to even care about registering.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it's chaotic, confusing, and exciting because even though we are in miserable conditions and we are at our luck expenses, we find a way to be happy. We find a way to be sassy and exciting. But we depend on other people to move forward and have healthier lifestyles.
Right.
It's very chaotic, but exciting.
Yeah.
Because you feel that there is hope.
Yeah.
But your hope depends on other people's will to help you. And that's what the exciting part. That there is hope.
If I say the phrase trans joy, what does it mean to you? What do you see? What do you imagine when I say trans joy in Panama?
I think trans joy is in performance and outer appearance because through how we look and through our social media management, we are able to find better opportunities. And I wouldn't even say job opportunities. I would just say people willing to help you move forward. We are not legally allowed to rent because landlords will ask us.
Maybe you was trans joy, not trans job.
Trans joy.
Oh, okay.
Our joy depends
Oh,
on.
right. Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
No, don't worry, because it's funny how our joy is based upon basic things. For example, there are a few trans women, maybe 5, that have normal jobs. But then what happens to the other girls that are not as popular as the 5 that has regular jobs? So they are also very passable, which helps them be able to fit in. But 5 out of the other 100, that's our joy, I guess. But yeah, not very fun. Not very much to be joyful about.
Yeah. Let's go back to your childhood.
Sure.
How was your childhood in Panama?
My childhood in Panama. Well, I think it was cute based on my romantic experiences because I fall in love with one neighbor. He was just 2 years older than me, and I had lots of friends, but most of my friends were boys. I only had two girlfriends in my whole community. But I would describe it as fun. I think I had very fun time when I was a kid.
Yeah. And when was the first time you knew you might be trans?
6.
6.
I knew I was different, and I knew that I didn't want it to be a man, but I didn't know how to describe it. The feeling just grew up through the years, and it's remained. And every time I just reflected upon that feeling, it was just more obvious that I knew I didn't want it to grow up as a man, but I didn't know how to explain it.
So you realized you were trans at 6. When did you come out?
I come out at 11. I just went to my family history is very complex because I didn't grow up with my actual parents. I grew up with the sister of my dad
Okay.
and her husband and my grandparents.
Right.
So when I came out to them, I was 11 and I had all these feelings from school and my neighbors. And I was like, hello, I want to say something. And they were like, and I was like, I think I am a gay person. I just said that. I was like, I think I'm a gay person. There's only 3 gay people that I have met my entire life when I was 11. 3 hairdressers and one homeless person that was a queer gender fluid expressing. So those were my only 4 references. So I told them I think I'm gay and I feel like this and I don't know what to do because I like a boy in my school, but I don't know what that means. I just know that I feel something.
Yeah.
It was so violent and dramatic and chaotic that I'm not gonna go into details, but it was so crazy, the reaction. But the phrase that I will never forget from my dad's sister was, "You're gonna throw your entire life away for a piece of meat." And I'll never forget that because in English it might sound funny, but in Spanish, te vas a desgraciar tu vida por un pedazo de carne technically means that you're gonna throw your entire future away because of, can I say dick?
You can.
You're gonna throw your entire future away because of dick. And that stayed in my mind. But I was not coming out because of sex or dick.
Yeah.
I came out because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was not thinking about anything sexual,
Yeah.
nor my appearance as a trans person. I was just talking about my feelings, and it just car crashed for forever because after that, I never had a normal interaction with my family ever again until I was 18 and I ended up homeless. And I say homeless because my friends knew that and they tried to help me settle. But even them trying to help me settle, landlords were slightly aggressive towards me because I didn't look man in Latino standards. I looked like a dodgy feminine man.
Yeah.
And probably this is the reason why Latina trans women are so obsessed with outer appearance and how we look. Many will die just to get breast surgery or to get a BBL.
Yeah.
And there is no register of that because when they die, nobody cares and nobody does any research about it. So, and especially in Panama, because if you die through surgery in Panama, they will just classify it as regular death and they will register you as a man. So there is no way to know how many trans people have died if we are not acknowledged as trans people in the
Yeah.
first place.
So true.
Yeah. Very chaotic.
Yeah. That really shows how data is so important in every country, because I'm in my country as well. I'm still a registered male, you know. So if exactly the same thing happened to me, no one will ever know that she was a trans woman. She died because of I really understand. It's very real, and close to my heart. So I really believe that, having the option, not only male, female, but having the options when you do a census, for example, when you do on social media as well, questionnaires and forms, having the option trans is really important because of these reasons as well, because of future data, because of future survey, because of future knowledge and understanding about how many of us live here or in every country. Yeah. um Next question. That time when you said you were 18, were you living as a woman already? Were you
Well,
presenting as a woman?
what happens is that I look non-binary. I want to take the time to acknowledge non-binary existence
Yeah.
right now and gender fluidity. At first, when all this happened, when gender fluid and non-binary people came out, I had a hard time understanding. But then I realized that the reason I was not able to understand is because I was non-binary at first, were never neither explained, informed, educated, or even allowed to figure out what we are.
Yeah.
Being non binary and gender fluid is a valid expression,
Yeah.
and it's also a stage at the same time.
Yes.
Because how do you know that you want to be trans women or trans men or a gay man or remain cisgender if you're not allowed to figure it out? So, yes, I would say that at first I was non binary,
Yeah.
and I would say that I was gender fluid
Yeah.
before confirming that my desire was to be a trans woman. But I didn't have the resources to look like a possible trans woman, and I didn't have the resources to understand what was going
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
And if all the psychologists available want to destroy your identity or medicate you instead of helping you understand through freedom, how are we going to know? Who's going to help us help ourselves?
Yeah. Honestly, that's so spot on what you just said. I know we are same age, and I had the same experience. I was non-binary for 2 years as well. That time I didn't know the word non-binary. I didn't even know. I think I knew for the first time I heard the word non-binary was 3 years later. So I was calling myself genderless and genderless. Like, don't put me in a box. Like, I'm not either this nor this. So I really relate to you and how you felt that time. Um, what was next?
Well, after I realized that my ultimate goal was to be passable, probably due to the pressure to protect myself through being passing, uh, I just remained dodgy non-binary, which is the whole argument that is going on right now in the United States, for example, or Mexico too. They are targeting non-binary people or non-passing trans people, and they want to force them to become something that we can't afford.
Yeah.
We can't do that randomly. And also, if people are targeting you and doing so much pressure, how will you find the time and the peace to look or achieve what other people want you to?
Yeah.
I just became trans woman when I was 25 or 26. So all that time from 11 till 26, I was like targeted, I was attacked on streets, I was homeless, I was unemployed. I was able to land 3 jobs. And from my 3 jobs, I got fired in less than the first one, I got fired in 2 months. The second one, I got fired in 8 months. And the third job, I got fired because I paint my nails in yellow. And I got attacked by the manager. And the manager, like, she hit me on car. She picked me up one day outside the bank, and she started talking to me about not being myself on job environments. And then when I told her, there is no reason for us to have this conversation. Like, who do you think you are? And she started hitting me inside the car. The only reason I got inside the car randomly is because I grew up being exposed. So I don't see danger or red flags the same way a person that grew up with boundaries would. So my first, reaction was get inside the car.
Yeah.
Get inside the car. And I just got inside the car. But those were my first three jobs and I felt miserably. And I was very miserable and unemployed and slightly homeless because most trans women in my country live in wooden houses on the outskirts
Oh, wow.
or they live in $10 hotel rooms. Sometimes they have to share in groups to be able to pay the $10 room. And obviously, they are going to end up using drugs that won't allow them to save themselves.
Yeah.
So that's my environment. And I'm surprised every time I remember that I'm here in the UK. I'm impressed with myself, but at the same time, I feel heartbroken. I might be here, but I'm very empathic and I'm still very heartbroken thinking that maybe I saved myself, but the other girls that I know might never be able to save themselves.
Yeah.
Uh, so, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. It's very emotional to look back and see where you are and where the others are. And I know how you might feel that you might be the lucky one that is here, right?
Yeah, other girls have been able to leave the country. But I don't think being at a brothel for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter if you're in Spain, Germany, or Netherlands, or Italy, or France. You're still exposed forever
Yeah.
because we are Panamanian. We are not allowed to claim asylum and
In the UK.
anywhere. And it's complex because how do you prove that there is no chance? But yeah, I forgot there is a glass of water.
Have a glass of water, have a drink.
Yeah, because I am okay compared to how I was before, but reflecting upon all my trans fellows situation, it's harsh. I wish we could be able to strive for more normal lives or to actually have a chance to fit in, but that's not what will happen. And I don't think there will be any changes soon. I think it will just get worse because Panama has close relationships to United States, and if United States is transphobic or homophobic,
Yeah.
Panama will just enforce
Yeah, copy
their
that.
already anti-LGBT thoughts. All they did was offer me drugs. Every time I asked for help, they told me to shut up. And then he stabbed me on thigh, and then he stabbed me on the neck, and automatically I just grabbed the blood from my neck and I did like this. And I told him, "You killed me. Me mataste." And obviously, LGBT organizations would never go to a riot because they will lose the small amount of political influence and resources that they were able to accomplish.
What message would you have for trans Latina? So you've been in the UK right now. Does it mean you got the asylum or
Okay, so where do you want me to start? How I left Panama or how I ended up in UK?
let's start first.
How I left
Chronologically, okay.
how I left Panama. So when I decided that SW was probably the only chance I had to improve my lifestyle because that's how the other girls left the country in the first place.
Yeah.
I started, and because technically you can't do it anytime, anyhow, internet or just walking around, but you are exposed to danger and threats. And in 3 weeks, I got boyfriend, and I told him because I remember that now I was like a price tag situation. And I was like, if you want to be my boyfriend, you have to help me and you have to give me money, because if you're not gonna do that, I'm just gonna, figure something out. And he was like, I'll take you to dinner. But in Panama, that's not common. But men don't take you to dinner in my country unless they are foreigners and they came, to fool around in Panama.
Are you talking about men don't take you to dinner if you're trans or if you're cis or
If you're trans,
if you're trans?
they
Okay.
don't. We are very frowned upon. In hospitals, we get denied assistance because they think we have AIDS. And sometimes they don't want to help us because they think we are already dead. They are like, that's what they say. You are already dead. Why am I going to help you or assist you? And we are categorized as here, druggies have cute lives. They even have pets. In my country, druggies look very, very crazy, like zombies, and they starve. So street trans women in my country live in similar conditions to a druggy homeless person. So he took me to dinner, and I discovered that he did that because he's from the countryside. So there's nobody to judge him on the city. He doesn't care. And he was 40. So when I explained to him my situation, he told me, you are suspiciously smart to be in this area of the city, which is red light district. And you are also very focused on what you want. That's not very common on trans women on the streets. And then he just got me a place to live. And he just started giving me money so I can improve my life. I had a housekeeping business through my entertainment. I was able to do housekeeping business in pandemic. But when I started looking more trans instead of non-binary, people didn't want to hire me anymore. So I grabbed onto this man to not lose the little bit that I had achieved. And then my life just started improving and improving until I had the TR situation.
What is that?
So I was offered to come to Europe. I was supposed to go to Poland
Okay.
to be on hamster wheel situation,
What does that mean?
to SW.
Okay.
And I was supposed to go to Poland through Netherlands, but I was already coerced, and all my life we have been told that we are not allowed to claim asylum. So I just thought, if this is the only way I can leave this country, my boyfriend at the time also acknowledged the fact that he won't be able to protect me forever, and the economical situation in my country was just getting worse and worse. I just accepted that that was probably the only way for me to get help away and not depend on one man for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like him, or it's not like I'm not grateful of what he did. It's just that we both know that even straight people relationships end. And I don't know for how long he was gonna help me. So I just left the country.
Yeah.
When I got to Netherlands, I tried asking for help. And what they did was that instead of telling me, did you know that we can get you a social worker and a person that can help you claim asylum in Netherlands, because they actually help trans people.
Okay.
What they did was sell me to an England SW people,
Okay.
and they sold me because after some months, I discovered that these people get paid to send people here to work. And I say work because I don't want to use the other words. So I was trapped in that loophole for 5 months, and they told me, if you want to stay illegal, you can stay illegal. We're going to help you so you don't have to leave. And I was like, what does that mean? So I got help to go to Spain. And what they did was that when they sent me to, when this person that told me would help me send me to Spain, the same thing happened again. You have to pay me 500 to be in this room. I don't care where you get the money from, as long as you pay me 500 every month plus 100 per week. I'm gonna help you become Spanish resident.
Right.
And I was like, is everybody going to exploit me? I can't claim asylum. Nobody cares, but all the people that tries to help me exploits me. So what am I gonna do? And who's gonna believe me? I'm just a trans woman. And stigma against Latina trans women in Europe is that we all want to be hookers for the rest of our lives. But that's just what we grow up with. We don't really have any like strong social references to think that we can achieve something else. When I saw the Brazilian, is she Brazilian? Or is she just black from UK?
Who?
The one that became lawyer here.
Olivia. Yeah, she's British. She was born here.
She was born here. Okay. That's a good example. I don't really know who she is. I just know she's black and that she has hair similar to what I believe is Brazilian woman hair.
Right.
And when I saw her, I was like, she became a lawyer. That's crazy. That's impossible in my mind. And then I just felt confident.
Yeah.
That's the type of feeling that I want to provide.
Yeah.
Uh,
Representation.
yes, hurt people can't help other hurt people.
Amen.
So,
Yeah. And so, how did you get from Spain to the UK?
so when I ended up in Spain, I tried asking help in Spain instead of going back to England. And in Spain, what happens is that they told me to get into brothel. I thought in my mind, if this is my chance, I'm gonna accept it and see what happens. And I did the exact same strategy I did in my country. This is me. I need help. If you help me, I appreciate it. You don't have to give me hundreds of dollars. I just need to settle and figure something out.
Yeah.
All they did was offer me drugs. Every time I asked for help, they told me to shut up. And I was like, okay, I don't think this is working. And I remember that I met a man in England. And I told him, this is what's happening. You have already helped me before because thanks to you, I was able to leave England.
Yeah.
If not, I would have been able to afford leaving the country and I would have stayed illegal. Can you help me leave Spain, please? Because this is getting out of control.
Right.
He helped me come back. And while I was here, I told him, what can I do? And then he told me, I don't know. I don't know how to help you get residency. I don't know how to help you get a visa. I am on tourist visa, but that's because of what happened in Panama. So they just randomly accepted my visa. But when I came here, Panama was not requested to have a visa. We just walk. And the second time I came back to UK, they were asking for me to do electronic visa.
Yeah.
And I did it. And I was approved for 10 euros, which is crazy. And then I told another person that I met if they knew a lawyer. And they told me, yes, let me help you claim asylum. And they paid 300. But I didn't know that doing that would make home office thinks that I have money. And then I was in all these crazy explanation, remembering memory arguments with home office. And I am fine. I'm still in the process and I feel confident of my evidence and the laws in Panama because they are expecting me to say that I can get that being LGBT is illegal for them to think that I need help. But even though you know doing is legal, you are allowed to publicly, the system is set up against you. So now I'm stuck in that point
Right.
in Scotland.
And how long you've been in Scotland for?
I've been in this Europe crazy situation for 1 year and 6 months. So for 1 year and 6 months, I've been exposed to my luck. I've been exposed to other people's goodwill. I've been successful but hurt at the same time.
Yeah.
But I've been 4 months in Scotland, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How is your life in Glasgow right now?
fun and
Yeah.
boring because people are confused about my existence. I think my body language is very expressive, and they're confused. They're like, why is this person
Yeah.
so movie
It's in
and
my blood, baby.
yeah, they're like, why is she so shaky
Yeah.
and handsy? And I'm like, maybe I am also like that. I don't really think it's because there are other Latinas that are more neutral. But I was able to meet a performative queer group, but that was very recent. That was on Friday, last Friday, and I'm about to be, integrated slowly. They're going to help me blend in. All the people I've met are just my caseworkers. And suspiciously, men in Glasgow are very conservative. All the men that I've met that have helped me, when I say all, it's just like four people,
Yeah.
are from either Edinburgh or from England. So they are not from Glasgow.
Yeah.
Men in Glasgow are very simple. They are just like, hook up, fun, and bye.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
And I can't wait to talk about your dating experience with Scottish men later on Patreon. But before we go, my question is, it's your story is so full on. You've been through so much in Panama, in Europe. So can you tell us what has been the most challenging moment of your life so far?
I think the most challenging moment was figuring out how to start to save myself, because that's the best way I can describe it. Like, you all grow up with your family, they hate you, and you know that you will reach 18 eventually, and that you will have to get a job or maybe get a rental. And since I'm 12, 13, I already know I was stuck, but nobody was willing to explain to me how real life works and grown up life works. So I guess the hardest part was being thrown away from family safety and then have to figure out everything myself. And it took me 7 years, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7, 8 years to stand up. I think that was the hardest part. Now I'm okay. Yeah. But I think being stabbed and almost dying without anybody knowing is shocking, but it helped me figure out a way to like.
Wait, you just saying casually you were stabbed. You were stabbed.
I, I don't know if the scar can be seen on camera. I'm not really sure because it's here.
Yeah, we can see a little bit.
But I was stabbed. I came out from performance rehearsal.
Yeah, where was it?
My home country city is very small.
Okay.
You can walk, and in 20 minutes you will get to your house.
Okay.
So I came from nightclub from the rehearsal. It was 9:30, and I had a plastic bag, and I had like regular rehearsal clothes. And when I was walking home, a car came by. Two men came out. They ran towards me. I ran towards the fence. I tried to jump the fence because I was not gonna get killed. And then one of them grabbed me from the fence and we started doing like this. And then he stabbed me on thigh, and then he stabbed me on the neck, and automatically I just grabbed the blood from my neck and I did like this. And I told him, "You killed me. Me mataste." And he ran away, and they got into a car and they left. So what was the point? You're not trying to rob me. You're not trying to take my plastic bag. So what's going on? Like, was the whole purpose just stabbing me? So I got a picture of when I was stabbed, and I went to a hospital walking and asked for help because nobody wanted to take me on their cars. Taxis didn't want to take me there. I couldn't even pay for a taxi anyways. Taxi in my country is $3, and I couldn't even afford that. And when I went to a hospital, they told me, there's nothing wrong going on. And I had to sit for 4 hours bleeding, and I put some toilet tissue on my neck. And then because I was not leaving and I was still bleeding, 4 hours later, they do stitches. And They didn't register me. They didn't ask for anything. They did ask me for my ID, but I didn't have an ID. And they were just very mean. And I just accepted it and went home. When my stitches got itchy, my friends told me that I had to remove them. And I didn't know. I didn't
Didn't
even
tell you
know.
anything.
So they helped me get $10 to go to a doctor that removed my stitches. And he told me, "Why didn't you remove your stitches?" And I told him I didn't know. I didn't know. And that's it. Thinking that I almost died doing nothing was weird.
Do you know who these people were?
No, I have no
No.
clue. It's like
So you know
the
if it was just like random or if it was targeted.
because I will look crazy. I don't want to say it was targeted because I'm very public in my country. We are only 187 trans women as of 2021. Some of them don't even live in the main area of the city, and I live in the main area. So looking at me is, I stand out a lot. Plus the performances and the parades and all those things. So targeting me, killing me is extremely easy, but I was not expecting that to actually happen. I've always been very advocate of LGBT rights through performance, through speech, through riots, because I've been to riots too, many times, but we are just not acknowledged. And obviously, LGBT organizations would never go to a riot because they will lose the small amount of political influence and resources that they were able to accomplish. They can't go to a riot. They won't speak against the government because they will lose the small amount of privileges that they have. And this is not me judging them for surviving, but I wish they could acknowledge the fact that even though they are higher up or they have an education as queer people, we are still stuck. I wish they could acknowledge that, but they can't.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Selena, last two questions before we go on Patreon. First question, what are your hopes and dreams for the future right now?
Well, my hopes and dreams for future are be able to stay. I wish I could just stay in the UK because I feel perfectly safe and I feel that people are actually trying to help me instead of trying to push me into a box,
Yeah.
which is crazy considering there are other countries. And I think after that, I might just try to get a job or go to college or whatever. But as long as I'm not legally allowed to stay here, nor be able to access education, because I can't pay for education, I can't pay for a work visa like government expects me to do. I wish they would just let me stay so I can be a normal, functional person.
Yeah.
Because it's weird telling the government, I paid for this visa or for this university because I am an SW. How that's weird. Maybe in Netherlands it's legal, but because they pay taxes,
Yeah.
but in other countries it's not. So yeah, I wish they would just let me stay so then I can move forward and do something else. Yeah, that's it. At the moment, that's my main goal, being able to legally be allowed to stay.
Yeah. And my last question is, what message would you have for trans Latina watching right now?
Well,
If you want to speak, if you want to say in Spanish,
la,
up to you, you can say it here.
la verdad, les voy a ser muy honesta. Tienen que enfocarse en qué es lo que realmente quieren. Si ustedes quieren quedarse en sus países y seguir sobreviviendo, se entiende. Pero tienen que aprovechar de que ahorita pueden irse a España o a Irlanda, que son los únicos dos países de los que yo tengo entendido que puedes estudiar y trabajar pagando $5,000, $4,000. Creo yo que hay formas, quizás no a las trans de Panamá, pero sí a las de otros países, en las que se pueden ir e intentar aspirar a una vida mejor. Pero ya eso depende de cada una. y creo que sufrir no es una opción y envejecer vulnerable tampoco, porque en algún momento vamos a dejar de ser jóvenes.
I felt it. I don't know what you said.
Ay, Dios, this is so funny.
I felt it. I felt it, honestly.
Uh-huh.
Selena, your courage is so inspiring.
Thank you.
It's really hard for me to choose the words for you.
It's okay. I understand.
And what you've been through. And how hard it must have been for you. And how much courage and resilience it took to be here right now. I really appreciate it. And I think you're going to inspire so many people, not only Latin American people or trans women, but everyone around the world. How being brave and courageous pays off. And even though your future right now it's not certain and you don't know what's gonna happen and you have hopes and dreams, I just want to say that you have a friend in me right now.
I thank you.
You said you don't have many friends, but now we are friends for life.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure that there will many people who will reach out after this interview and people who will help you so you can have a good quality life and comfortable life in UK and happy life because you truly deserve it. You're a beautiful person.
Thank you.
So I just want to say that.
Thank you. I have never experienced sisterhood, but it's like I said, hurt people can't really help hurt people.
Yeah.
And I will cherish this moment forever. Even though this is a podcast, you need to remember that the power of the internet reaches places that we as people physically can't.
Yeah.
And this is a very beautiful moment. And I'll never forget this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Selena.
I deeply appreciate your feelings. It's very refreshing to actually have a chance to feel sisterhood. That's the best way I think I can describe it. Thanks.
Thank you. That was a powerful episode. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did and you're inspired and moved by Selena's story. That's the reason why I do the podcast, to really share stories of trans women all over the world from different countries and to inspire all of you and really show you that we are human beings just as any other person, and being trans woman doesn't define us, but yes, we are different and our difference can inspire others, whether it's people who are trans or cis. And we need your support, we need your allyship and your support, because without you we can't fight this fight alone. So thank you so much. I'm going to see you next Thursday. Please go on patreon.com/transcrush, where me and Selena will talk about some crazy spicy stories from sex work and also from dating life, of Selena's dating life in Scotland. And also I'm going to say goodbye with our slogan: roses are red, violets are blue. Every Thursday on Transcrush, we going to educate you. Take care.
Average trans woman in my country, or transvestite, is worth $10.
When you compare Panama and Spain and UK in terms of sex work, is there like a big major difference?
Well, most men in my country are tops, but the ones that pay you the most are bottoms. And I think that's universal.
Of course.
I think that's universal. How do you become beautiful for consumption if you are already poor, exposed, and antagonized and discriminated? I want to be your bottom. I want to be your slut.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we understand men and males' brain and how they work.
Yes.
Because we've been there.
yeah.
"Hey baby, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Are you expecting me to open my legs right now and say, 'Come in'?"
Yes,
Right? Like,
that's how they behave, no matter the age.
it's a lot. Like, it happens a lot.
But the men in Scotland are more like